Mhm. Okay. There we go. Well, for all of you, him and both Susies and Jason and everyone that spoke tonight, just really appreciate your stories, beautiful stories. And I think what, we all hear is, the passion, the heart, this, I guess you would say, all of us, we definitely want to live at the highest edge of our physical existence our entire lives. And certainly you can see that happening as people are on Juice Plus. I mean, it really does make a huge difference in the compounding effect of it. As you continue to take it, your body only gets better and better and better. And then when you hear people who are, I mean, really, Susie Klein, swimming meets still. I mean, and all that people are able to do as they continue taking Juice Plus and sharing it. And all of us should be, when we're 105, helping with the dishes at night. I mean, I love the stories, and we're all about the stories. And I think that tonight too, they laid a great foundation for what we wanted to talk about, and what I encourage you all to do, because you're going to be the ones to speak up this evening, is to really identify why we're proud of what we do. And you heard them all talk about their pride in what they do, their desire to make a difference for other people. I think in anything, what I found in life, once I think about starting my own business and with this, and I never thought I would ever do anything that was business related, so to speak. I was a mom and a kindergarten teacher, and then went on to teach in university, but I didn't see myself as a business person. But life put me in a situation where I was financially terrified, suddenly single and two small children. And I think, once I got to the point that I could breathe financially, and I thought, this is going to be okay, life's going to be okay, then there comes another wave of passion behind that says, well, how many people could I help do this? How many people could I help step out of financial fear? How many people could, I help really keep those health fear monsters at bay? And what's so beautiful about this is that it's every age. We see people struggle from, if you look at babies who have issues all the way until people, leave the planet. There are things that we're going to be bombarded with that are going to be challenges. And so how wonderful, to have a product like Juice Plus, and to be able to do it, as Ham said, as a family, with a team of people who are like-minded, and to get up in what I've always referred to as, a positive cocoon. We all are here to really help people get positive results, and to really rally in that joy of watching other people do well in all aspects of our business. So tonight we wanted to talk about and have you all share something that we do with our Q School. We do a leadership conference for people who are senior sales coordinators and Qs, which are the people who are leadership stepping into national marketing director. And one of the things that I have them do is to write out 30 things that they're proud of as far as being in this profession. And of course, you can do 3 or 4 or 5 on the product. We certainly can be proud of our product. But from a business standpoint, what makes you feel proud? And I think this is an important part of our story as well. Our business is based in belief. As you heard, people talk tonight, you heard their belief, you heard their that place in their heart that said, this is the right thing. It's the right thing for me. It's the right thing for other people. And I'm proud of the fact that I get to be part of sharing it. I'm being of service to others as well. I've never thought about this as really as sales as much. And sales, that is what the end result is. Someone buys. Okay. But if you look at the above that to a certain extent, it is service. It's a service to other people and to their well-being. So maybe if you've all, thought about this, the 30 things, can you take turns sharing with us, things that you're proud of as far as your profession? Why are you proud of what you do? Who's going to be first, or should I just go through and call on names? You know, that's what teachers
Cheryl?
do. Huh?
It's Mickey. I want to say, I having been a teacher like you were in the classroom, I like the fact that we can help people and we can grow at the same time. And we can share not only about the nutrition, but we can share about whole food nutrition and how it helps the body heal. And whenever I meet with someone, like I did today, I ask them, what are your health challenges? And then I explain about how this nutrition can help them get healthier, and they can learn about how at the same time. So it's a win-win. And with the kids, having been a teacher, you do this as a family, and when they fill out the questionnaires, the kids learn too. So everyone's learning and growing physically and financially. So
And,
it kind of all goes together.
So one of the things you're saying that I found and was a little bit of a surprise is we're really a teaching profession. And as we're teaching, we're learning and
Exactly.
continually learning. And we're helping people to learn something that is not readily available. If I hadn't stumbled onto this, I certainly wouldn't have the knowledge of food and the importance of food. It might have come along at some point in life, but it might have been late. Fortunately, I, began having the experience early enough that it made a huge difference for my own health and my family. And so we can have that pride of really being part of helping other people learn things that are very, very valuable. And as you said, children.
And also with the Power Garden, learning about,
right.
We have all the activities from preschool on up. So that's a lot to offer to people, whether they're teachers or parents or grandparents. So I just think we are incredible. And I just want to add this because I've seen on Facebook a lot, I'm going to say it, Balance of Nature has been doing a lot of advertising. And one of the things that we do is the education, and we're so much more. So I just think that we should be proud of the fact that we definitely are the supreme answer.
Yes, and you never
Education.
find something that's advertised without someone behind it to bring the heart. I mean, if you look at something like Balance of Nature, no one goes forward with that heart that makes the difference for other people. It's that connection and that support. I had someone ask me about Balance of Nature the other day, and I said, this is the way I view it. You can have a beautiful Rolex watch, that you've, and I use that only as an example, but it's of great value. Or you could maybe buy a knockoff copy for $20 from a street vendor. They may look the same, but they're just not. Okay, so
That's good.
we are the true Rolex. Okay, of this, and
The Rolex of nutrition.
yes, we're the true Rolex. We're the and everything from the from the research, but even more important than the research is we come behind people with heart and support, and that will carry us through anything always, because it is the relationship that makes the difference. So but just remember, we bring the true value. It's not, and there are many things that are knockoffs out there, I guess you can call them, but in a sense, it's almost a compliment, but it's an infuriating one, okay? Because what they've really, we laid the foundation, but we will win with this because of the fact that heart and people come behind to support each other, and we have the real product. So that's a good thing. Who else is going to talk about pride? What you're proud of? And thank you, Mickey. Again, it's the joy of really being part of other people's success, as you said, and being part of that education that they might not have otherwise. Who else is going to share with us what you're proud of?
I'll share.
Okay,
go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I just had something happen the other day, and I know our company is a company with a huge heart and has always taken care of people down south, when you've always had the the hurricanes. They kept the
Right.
Juice Plus shipping and paying people. And Dr. Sachs with her story when her husband died, and the company called her every day to check on her and things like that. But the other day I was calling to check to see if one of my customers who had canceled something, if she had sent the product back, because it was kind of in limbo, and the son had bought the product for the mother, the gummies, because she was very ill and he was trying to keep her alive. So I had mentioned to customer support that this woman had canceled and she was very ill, and I was sorry, but I would try to get the product back and things. So when I called the other day to just follow up, they said that they'd already given the money back, refunded the money, even though they never sent the product back. And I said, well, how did that happen? I didn't think that the company refunded the money unless the product was returned. And she said, well, I'm reading in my notes that you mentioned that she was very ill. So we refunded the money and we don't expect her to return the product. And I was like, whoa, and I have goosebumps right now just sharing that story. It was like just another little example of this company caring for people. And
Mhm.
it just, I was blown away.
And,
So
and
I'm
it's
so
beautiful.
proud of them.
Yeah, and it's where, we talk about, the company with a heart. That, Donna, is a beautiful expression of that. And we could stay here all night talking about the stories of what
Yes.
Jay Martin and that team there has done. And it's the individual stories you'd never hear about. The
Yeah.
person who's ill, the product that got lost and they replaced without, and they weren't necessarily ill. Their product, somebody stole it off the front doorstep or whatever, and the company replaces it.
Right.
After Katrina, and I'm from New Orleans, and, Jay made sure that everybody, even though they were displaced, and they searched down their addresses to make sure that they got the product at no cost until they could,
Yeah.
recoup their lives. And so, it just doesn't happen normally in the world that way. And
Not
so,
anymore.
right. And when you
Yeah.
realize you're part of that, all of the products that get sent, like right now, even to the Ukraine, we have distributors, of course, in Poland, and they, people, the distributor base, but also the company has contributed in thousands and thousands of dollars raised to hundreds of thousands, really, to send product, and the company sending product, meaning the complete, basically, and getting it to our office there so that they can get it to people who need it. That has happened all over the world in times that were very, very difficult for people. And, it's something you don't hear about that often, but you didn't even hear about it really about our company. It took us a long time to convince Jay Martin that we could tell this and it would be okay, that, we were generous as far as the company was concerned. But again, I think it's another thing to really, as far as pride in what you do, your heart is so touched, and so many people, their heart is touched because their values, they're very beautiful, wonderful values that our company has, that we line up with, that really speak to us. And I think that's something to be extremely proud of. You're never going to hear a story of somebody being taken advantage of.
No.
And that is just as remarkable as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody else, give us some more input here.
Cheryl, what I was going to say was, oh, go ahead, Dave.
Okay, let me get it.
What?
No,
You're on
you
mute,
just muted
Dave.
yourself. Dave.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can.
Okay, good. So I just like to take this from a little bit different perspective, Cheryl. When I rewind back a little bit to say when I first got started, I it took me 5 or 6 reasons to be able to say that this company makes sense for me to go into a company. I was invited several times. And as you know, Cheryl, because I called you and I said,
Yeah.
Cheryl, I have 6 questions. And if you could answer them in a positive way, I'm open. And if not, bye-bye. And I realized after our call, Cheryl, that I probably had, when I signed up, I probably had 15 or 16. And I go, I've never had this many reasons to be a part of a company. And it just felt like home, because previous to that, it was like I was trying to push a supplement. And here, what I loved about this here was that we're promoting health, core health. And because we have a core health that people benefit in multiple ways. So I love that. I love that we just have, and the heart and the company culture. I could go on and on and on and on. You could probably say more than I can, but I
No,
just.
but that is, because, what happened is it touched your intellect, but it also touched your heart.
Yeah.
And that's, very powerful because, we do have a very powerful business that can certainly generate huge revenue, especially over time and with consistency. But many things create income. And to be able to do something that has that heart, has that community, has that purpose with like-minded people who want to be of service, that does separate us in something to be really proud of. So thank you, Dave. Thank
And
you.
I just wanted to add one other thing. A previous company that I was in, my wife's mom is 102 years old. And we had a cardio product that we had in my previous company. It was called Symmetry. And I've been on the phone probably 3.5 hours to try to just order for her. She's almost deaf, she can't hear. She has an email address, but she can't look it up. And they wouldn't confirm me they wouldn't help me out to get her on. I said, listen, she's 102. I'm the one that can speak and listen. And Juice Plus and customer support has helped me again and again and again. It had bent over backwards. And that's just a little bit of the tip of the iceberg. And I think it spreads throughout, I think, as reps and also as customer service. So thank you.
And so again, we're back to values and what people hold, is something that they want to be responsible to each other. Again, we live in a world where many times you're that number, you're the number, and even the number sometimes is not even important enough to pay attention to. So, but it's really people here still, and I think that's huge. So a lot to be proud of is the values that the company holds dear and that we align with. Who else might want to talk about what they're proud of from a professional standpoint?
I'll say something, Cheryl. One of the things, it's Maura, one of the things I love about this company and this business, besides the people, is the fact that it has really trained me to appreciate the importance of daily rituals and habits and taking action. And in so doing, I have been able to really have a routine that is, I'm just so happy with my life. I couldn't possibly be any happier than I am now. I meditate every day, I exercise, I get to talk to people and meet new people and ask questions and become the best version of myself. And having the mission of helping people and having a servant's heart has been very important to me. And this has fulfilled me beyond compare. It's priceless. So I'm very grateful for that.
I thank you, Maura, and so many people I know can identify with that, is that, it is the joy of the journey, and we definitely have the joy. And so who else is going to give us some input here tonight as we have a few more minutes? Let's, what are you proud of? Because you want to think about those things as you talk to people about your business. And it's not even that you have to tell them every bit of it, but first of all, you recognizing it. And then if it fits, let people know. I've often, said, I love the fact I'm really proud of the fact that I can be part of something where I get to be part of other people's success. It's not just mine. I get to have that renewed energy with other people being successful over and over and over. It's like your family, and you're proud of your children, So it's a wonderful thing to be able to wake up every morning and know you're going to a positive situation. You're going to something that, again, we talk about that little cocoon of positive, is that something that we've all kind of put together. We interlocked, you might say, as far as the positive nature of what we do. Who else is going to give us something they're proud of?
I'll say something. If
Okay.
nobody
Yeah.
else wants to right now. I couldn't agree with everybody more about aligning with the values of the company and believing in the product and every single thing that we all know, the company and the product offering and the business opportunity. But I think I am such a solution-oriented person. I cannot help but go back to the fact that we provide such beautiful, graceful solutions for two of the top stressors in human life these days, and that's health and finances. And I love that this company provides this platform, provides the really just the platform for all of us to create and design a life that we want around our dreams, that we hold very close and that we hold for other people, but that address these two huge stressors in every single human being's lives on the planet, especially in the last few years.
And it's real interesting that and thank you for putting it that way, because it's beautifully said. But I don't know how many of you know Dr. Bill Sears, and he's been a spokesperson for our company for a long time because he loves the product so much, and he's kind of like America's pediatrician, as you know. But I live out here in California, in Los Angeles, and he came to my house once. We had a large backyard, and he did an event. I think we had about a little over 100 people in the backyard, and he asked the question, what do you think is the main reason that people go to physicians? If you were to look at, the whole picture, what's the main reason? And people, responded with things like, the top illnesses they knew of: cancer, stroke, heart problems, diabetes. And he said, well, all those things definitely, but he said, are reasons that people would go to a physician. But he said the number one is financial stress. And that was, it just, was so interesting, because we don't put that in the same category as, health stress. We say financial stress and health stress, but we don't and he said, but that's underlying for so many health conditions. And so if you really realize the scope of what we're able to do for people from a service standpoint, and being able to offer that alternative that takes them out of that stress and financial fear, that gives them some breathing room, and at the same time helps improve their health. I mean, what a magical thing that is. And, not only to be proud of it, but to recognize it, I think is huge. So who else? Anyone else here? We've got a little bit longer. We could share. Who else would like to share?
I'll share. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to share that one of the things that someone had pointed out is we've been talking about the value. What other company you spend less than $3 a month and you have access to so much information and so many health professionals?
Right.
It's amazing to me that I can call Dr. Winston. I can call, we have access to that for less than $3 a day.
That was something I was going to say, Ruth, is that I can't tell you over the past 30 years how many times Dr. Paul Williams, Dr. Tamara Sachs, Dr. Candace Gorson, all of the people that are part of our community that we have immediate access to, as far as their information, their advice. How often have I had advice from them that have made huge differences for people in my family, for people on our teams? I mean, that's something to be extremely proud of. And it's because they're so committed to health of all people. And then knowing what our product will do, they're passionate about sharing. They're not paid to go out and share it. They may be in our business. And of course, if they are, they earn just the same way we do, but they're not paid spokespeople. They're people who are here because they really believe in what we have to offer, and they're available to all of us. Yes, that's something to be extremely proud of as well, and very grateful for, very grateful for. Susie Smith, and thank you, Ruth. Susie Smith, you were gonna share something?
Yes, I was just going to say, I was going to say this earlier, but I ran over time. But what Mickey had said about the balance of whatever it's called, balance of nature, is that what it is?
Whatever
The other
that is.
yeah, the other product that's out there. I've been with the company for 12 years. I really didn't, like I said, I didn't know a lot about nutrition. So when I heard about Juice Plus, it made so much sense that I never really researched any other similar products out there. And I too got people calling me and saying, I know you've been with the business for a long time. And I know you know about this. What is this stuff that they're showing on TV? And I said, honestly, I really don't know anything about it. But, all I can tell you is we're the best, and so I did some research and I looked through the website and all this stuff. And I was so proud of the fact, and it happened to be a friend of mine's husband who's always teasing me. So I went back with him and I said, well, first of all, I did look at it. We have clinical research. Our price is half of what they're charging. They only have the research on the product itself. And I just looked at all of the comparisons, and then I said, and you have me, I service you, I take care of you, I make sure your order doesn't ship without you knowing, and he wasn't a customer at the time, but he became a customer because of that. And I thought, it just makes me so proud. I didn't have doubt before because of what I've learned, but I never really compared it to what else was out there. And we are the Rolex, we are the Rolex of the products. So,
absolutely, or whatever, valuable thing you want to think of to correlate it to, but you're right, they have you. And that is something that makes that's a totally different thing. And then of course our products, and that's the other thing, is that, and it all starts with, of course, Jay Martin, I think, and his philosophy of life and his values. And, my number one value is honesty. I can put up with a lot of things, but I can't put up with something that is not, presented properly, or, there's just a little not quite truth or any of those things in any aspect of life. And what I've always valued so much is that we've lived in this company, by the slogan of under promise and over deliver. So in every aspect, they're going to be totally truthful. You can totally depend on the fact that when they say we're 100% pure, no herbicide, pesticide, chemical, I can live by that, knowing that that's totally true. I know that, just Jay Martin's ethics, are such that we're going to be able to always show up in, the best light, with honor and integrity, and never have to worry about being embarrassed in any way, or that we were misled in any way, or that anything is not what we say it is. And so that's huge too, is I think your word, that's the most important thing that we have, really, is your word and your commitment to other people, because that's the foundation of your integrity. And we can show up with integrity always, and we have that foundation and that whole thing behind us that supports that. And that's something to be very proud of as well. So absolutely.
Don't
Anybody
forget,
else?
Cheryl, kids eat free. About the
And
Healthy
Kids Eat
Starts with
Free.
Families
That's
program.
another thing to be proud of.
Right,
Kids Eat
exactly.
Free. And I'll tell you, I was in the meeting when it came about so many years ago, and it was Jay Martin again wanting to find a way, because we realized we were not really reaching the children's market, and that so many children were having issues that didn't exist like when I was growing up. Of course, it's been a while, but still, we see children with so many issues. And we realized it was because a family, a young family, to be able to afford, if you had 2 children or 3 children, to, be able to afford for 5 people in the family, that would be a lot to carry from a financial standpoint. And so they decided that, the company and the distributors together would make sure that children were taken care of, and we would lift the health picture of children. So that's something you really, realize you can be very proud of, because you participate in that as well. Is together we are lifting the health picture of children, because children eat free, because we share in the percentages as far as distributors share, the company shares, the manufacturing NAI, everybody shares, in putting a little bit in so that the child gets to eat free and that product gets paid for. So that's something to be extremely proud for, is you're lifting the health picture of children as well. And that's, to me, that's, at any age, no one wants to have health issues, but to see a little child, it just is very hard. When I was growing up, I never heard of a child having cancer. You didn't know children who had diabetes. Those things were just non-existent. And today they're, rampant. And so to be part of that is something to be extremely proud of as well. Okay, I guess we're about 10 minutes past time. And everybody, we don't want to keep you all night, even though we could talk about this all night. But as you think about your story, as you think about what you're a part of, just make notes to yourself and really push yourself for those 30 reasons that you're proud of what you do from a professional standpoint. Look in every little corner of your mind and your heart, to just so that you see them. And they'll, fall into your conversation as well, as you talk about your business and why you love it and why you would want somebody you love or admire to, participate with you. Those things will serve you very, very well. And you'll be surprised how many of those things that, as far as being proud of what you do, will show up. So it's been a pleasure to have everybody on the line. I love working with this group. As we watch the world open back up, I think it's very, very important for us to have the courage to get out there and make friends, talk to people. People are very receptive. I mean, just think how long it's been since you've seen people smile at you. I mean, since they, removed the masks here in California, it's like I'm going around, oh, I love it. They're smiling, and it feels so good. And I've even said that to people as I pass them. It's a wonderful way to start a conversation. It's so nice to see people smiling. Your smile makes me feel good. Thank you. People are so receptive. And if you look at one of the great, I guess you would say, problems that really plague everyone, but especially you see it in this country, is loneliness, and I think the internet, with all of the good things it's had to offer, it has isolated people. We've been forced into isolation. I mean, it's time to get out. And as Jay Martin said once, he said, the day will come when we'll be the social life of everybody out there. So I'm going to encourage you, let's go be the social life and let people know what we have and invite them to join our mission. So great job, everybody, tonight. We look forward. If you're coming to Anaheim, we will have a luncheon for our team. If you're going to come and you haven't heard of that, get in touch with Missy or myself or your upline. And we'll definitely, we want to see you if you're there. And if not, we're going to see you at the next one. And this is my first one out, and it's because it's 1 hour down the road. So I guess they'll come get me at my house if I don't go. So anyway. But I'll look forward to it, and hopefully everybody will be joining in virtually or locally. So
And how
on this
about
Monday night,
make it
Bye-bye,
happen
everybody.
make it happen Monday. There's Missy. She's selling duck. We got to say that.
Make it happen Monday.
Good night, everybody. Y'all have
Good
a
night.
great. Bye-bye.
Next Monday,
Good
Zoom
night,
call.
everybody.
Good night,
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Cheryl.
you. Good night.
April
Thank
4th.
you,
Wonderful
Cheryl.
night.
Great
Bye.
call.
Great
We
night.
could talk all night for sure.
We could talk all night.